Hey y'all, it's me, Jen Marie. Recently, my husband and I marathoned a very long, wonderful series called The Lord of the Rings. Yes, we did start with the Hobbit trilogy, which I definitely really liked because anything they referred to in Lord of the Rings back to the time of the Hobbit, I was able to picture it perfectly, which leads me to my video. I am going to be using the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings series and making a new story out of it. In round one, I'm going to allow the random number generator take me to the page, and then the paragraph, and then the sentence, and then the word. And I'm going to do this 10 times for just 10 random words and see what kind of sentence it makes. In round two, I'm going to do the same thing with 10 new words, and then try to unscramble it into something coherent. In round three, I'm going to take another random 10 words and keep them in the same order, but fill in the gaps and try to make a cohesive, cool little paragraph story. And then in round four, I'm going to allow the random number generator take me from a page number to a paragraph, then to a sentence. And I'm going to string together those sentences and make a interesting new story. So, are you ready for an adventure? Do not worry, there are no spoilers whatsoever, because these words and sentences will have nothing to do with the actual source material. Round one, starting with the two towers. Now, the best thing about this random number generator app is that I can generate as many numbers as I need. So I generated 10 numbers from the minimum of 413 to the maximum of 720, and I'm going to go ahead and write down the page number that I'm going to go to for each of these words. So in round one, we finally have our 10-word sentence. Of are the moist, wee eye has ears, think some. Definitely sounds like Smeagol said it. Moving on to round two. So now I'll be closing this big book and going to The Hobbit. This version of The Hobbit allows for range from page 3 to page 300. page 113, which is an illustration, but it does have 2 words on it. So I'm just going to do 1 out of 2, going with the second one. So from The Hobbit, we have our 10 words, which are: Wood thorn, the was or so gate, caught I hall. I've tried to scramble and unscramble these words so much. The first one that I came up with was, I, Thorin, was caught or so would the gate hall. Another one that I had come up with, which kind of made Thorin Hall a name, would I, Thorin Hall, was so the gate caught. Or, so was I or Thorin Hall would caught the gate. Honestly, if you guys can figure out a better unscrambled sentence, please go ahead, write it down in the comments. I'll probably figure out something either minutes from now or days from now. Or for round 3, we are going into the Return of the King. The way this book is set up, the Return of the King starts at 7:47 and ends at 10:31. For round 3, my little story goes like this. Fair light to the east, great thanks owed to him, for he was the break from the black cold night. Fair light going west, this time will come again, for he will set, then rise tomorrow. Honestly, I really like this. It's a very actually pretty poem. And I didn't mean to do a poem, but it's a little story, it's a little imagery for you. So here in round 4, I'm going to take it from 10 and cut it in half into 5. For this round, we are going to be using the Fellowship of the Ring as our base. So it goes from page 21 into page 407. And here we have round 4's final results. No one was in sight, and he led the way quickly down toward the wooded valley. It was Sam who had insisted on choosing him, declaring that Bill, as he called him, would pine if he did not come. The art of Gandalf improved with age. Because 2 black riders have overtaken us today, or one has done so twice, said Pippin. Only a little while ago he slipped away as you drew near. Then why didn't he track Bilbo further? Asked Frodo. I count that as a successful start to this new series. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but got some pretty cool poetry in there and a cool little story that actually kind of makes sense. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. Bye! A series that Tolkien definitely enjoyed his compounds and possibly run-on sentences. And apparently this number generator likes the number 2. I'm to allow the random